So yeah, it's gonna be Newkirk Precinct. Here on the bottom left, we have the red Terran from Team Druid. It's Kev, and his
Yep, and at the bottom right side, we have from Team TDG, it's Masterz.
all right. So I once again think this is a map that lends itself very nicely for mech. When you go into a third game like that, you really have to sort of think, okay, what's my opponent going to do? What's he going to expect? At this point, I would not expect. It's actually very plausible for Masters to go for some sort of an all-in once again. Where on the other side, Kev, he can just do whatever he wants because it's a pretty good map for Terran.
Yep, it's a really good map for Terran actually. There's like this one spot between the second and the third base where you can just place a few siege tanks and be absolutely fine. And we've seen that Kev really likes to get those command centers up early, especially just going 3 with almost no defense. And on this map you can make that work quite easily with a few Widow Mines, with a few siege tanks. With some mech, it's really easy to defend that. And for the Zerg, yeah, mutas are decent on this map. On the other side, there's only really 1 or 2 ways to fly them in. So I wouldn't recommend it as much as on Cloud Kingdom and Star Station.
Yeah, so I'm really curious to see what build Kev is going to go for. He's actually sending his SCV out to a corner of the map, but he hasn't thrown down a refinery at this point. So he's probably just going to, okay, he just took a strange detour, which is actually the default way for SCVs to go when you scout. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be something like a standard one rack. No, it's going to be 14 gas. Okay, this is a bit of an odd timing, but I guess he threw me off, so he must be doing a good job as throwing his opponent off. He does get a good scout off, sees that, there's a hatch, there's a lot of drones, so we see a bit of a greedy opening here from Masters.
I like your top pattern there, Wyman. He must be throwing his opponent off. Even though he can't see me, I'm still mind gaming him. That's what I
Yes.
do all the time. Usually I just misclick, but I always manage to defend myself in those situations. Let's see if we see a Reaper or a Marine. Should be a Marine because he doesn't have any gas, or he's gonna wait for the Reaper. He made a Reaper twice in a row, so I'm guessing he's gonna make one right now. The SCV does scout that there's a hatchery on the way already, and a spawning pool following that up. It looks very much the same so far. Let's see if we can see some variations coming up.
It looks similar. I think what's interesting to start with is that Masters doesn't have an Overlord that is natural. So if you wanted to, Kev could just throw down a bunker, and there's no way Masters would know. The Reaper, of course, isn't out yet, and it's most likely going to try and hunt a bit for that scouting drone, even though it's, of course it's not, because it's all the way on the other side of the map, and it's directly rallied. The Reaper's actually directly rallied to the natural, but no bunker or any sorts going up, so nothing to worry about.
They said, did Cav switch race? I don't know. Was Druid's Cav always a Terran or not?
I have no idea, really. I mean, I wish I knew, but I don't. I'm sorry.
That's, I don't know. He should be a Terran. Or are the names switched? No, the names are, I think the names are correct.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's yeah. I think someone
Reaper.
in chat is trying to throw me off.
Oh, that might be. Oh wow, clutch save there with the spore crawler morph on the Reaper. I think the Reaper's gonna get out there quite safely and does manage to pick off a drone. Small victory there, but it's better than nothing. Second Reaper now on the way out, and we do see the factory and as well as the reactor going down on that barracks. And we're gonna see the same build from him as we saw in the previous games. However, Masters is going for a quick lair, so he off of one gas. More importantly, adding on one more, maybe even two more, maybe mutas.
Could be Muras indeed, unless he wants to do something really silly with Swarm Host. I don't see it going any other direction, to be honest. Now, one thing to add, though, from Kev's point of view, is that he only made one command center this time, and he added 2 barracks instead of adding another command center. So he's going to be a little bit more defensive, going to get some extra units out, not going for the pure eco. No roaches coming out from Masters, and yeah, I'm guessing Muta, but it could be some other thing with the lair tech.
It might be. Oh, he's actually just gonna hop into the natural. Oh, he's gonna see the lair being morphed, so that's a huge call. Seeing that lair is just so huge. So now he knows something is gonna come up. He's gonna dive the tower. He's gonna dive the mineral line and trying to scout for some sort of tech, but there isn't any as of yet. So he doesn't know what's coming. But just by being there, he's delaying whatever Masters wants to do.
Yep, he won't see what's going on because Well, we don't know what's going on either. Maybe Masterz doesn't even know what he wants with that lair, but Kev doesn't know it either. But he does know that there's a quick lair that might have prompted the response of not going for a third command center. I heard from the chat that during the cast they did from Messy Cat that Kev actually played Zerg and not Terran, and that's why there was some confusion.
Okay. Anyway, we do see the Spire going down, but it's, in my opinion, significantly delayed. Kev is gonna add on 2 barracks with reactors, so he's gonna have all the time he needs, to get up some, significant marine count. He does not have engineering base yet, so actually making turrets is kind of out of the question. But he did see an early lair. He's probably gonna throw down a scan or something to see what his opponent is up to.
Yep, indeed, and so far it looks like you were right. It is gonna go ahead and be Mutas. On the other side we see some Marines and some Hellions, but not that much of a force out yet. There are also some Widow Mines in production, Marauders, and a lot of bio basically coming out from him. So that will be sufficient to deal with the Mutas. I don't know why Masterz decided to go for the Mutas so early on without a third base, because if the Mutas don't do any damage, it's gonna be a really hard spot for him to get back into the game.
Yeah, we do see Kev still having map control. He actually kills a Ling, which doesn't have Ling speed. So all of the gas of Masterz, as we see, is getting spent on Mutas, making 10 of them. And well, I wouldn't call it all in because he has plenty of drones, but still, this is very heavy committal aggression. If Kev manages to identify this in time, he still doesn't have the perfect defense. He still needs to get a couple of turrets up and place these Widow Mines in appropriate position. Then he will probably be able to defend this quite well.
Yep, should be able to. Now we do have a lot of Mutas underway, and Kev must have been worried about something from the lair, but I don't see any missile turrets in position as of yet. He does have 2 engineering bases. That doesn't mean you can produce them twice as fast, but it does mean you have the ability to anyway. Mutas moving in and the army is moving out. This could be really messy in no time.
This is going to be very messy because there's not even any Widow Mines left, and Mutas are going to flock into the main. Nice quick response here by Kev, though. Sees them coming, pulls back his SCVs immediately, and actually decides to go with the main of his army. He's just going to keep going and try to defend by making mass turrets everywhere in his natural. But I think Masterz is just going to try and focus these down and hold off the defense. And Kev is actually pulling his SCVs. Runs up the ramp now, and we have a lot of links here for Masterz, but he doesn't have link speed.
Yep, really awkward position we find ourselves in now. Like we said, it's gonna be really messy, and these Mutas are gonna be really effective if he can kill all of the Marines.
Oh, Kev needs to ball up as good as he can because these links, they're not gonna be as effective. And Kev, he needs to do something. He does have a nice Widow Mine bird there. Oh, is he gonna get a hit off? He does on the Marines.
Yeah, but there's gonna be a full surround of the Zerglings and a quick GG from Kev right there.